not too much illustration because I don't have a ton of time today. That's interesting. Seeing some new settings on my stream system, so I apologize if you get any kind of weirdness today, but I am doing a little streaming today of illustration for a t-shirt design, and hopefully we'll have some fun with that today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Going to pop open my YouTube link, listen to my audio, make sure we're good to go. Seems okay. All right. Excuse me. So today's theme is camping. So I watched the movie Heavyweights the other day, and I was thinking a take on Fat Camp might be kind of funny. We shall see if that is the case. T-shirt. Just updating my Twitch TV. Alright, that's easy enough. I apparently need to update my current shirt as well because that's way old. Let's see. Here's my previous illustration. This was from a couple of days ago. Shut up and eat! Don't you know there are starving people in the world? If your mom never said that to you, then you are missing out, because that is a classic mom line. It's just the kind of thing they would say. Just going to pull up my image. And I called that With a Hot Side of Guilt, because that's exactly what it's served up with. And that was for an apron design, so that's kind of fun too. Alright. Well, that's easy enough. Let's go ahead and do some designing. So first thing I'm going to do is actually open up the Woot template so I can choose my background color. Now this is the template that I made. You'll see my previous design here. Bolognium, the atomic weight of which is delicious. You know what, before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and cross out the red, or not the red, I'm going to cross out the cream tea, because that is never available for these derbies. Let's see, we're going to do Fat Camp. So, I'm thinking maybe blue? Blue might be nice. Let's go ahead and pop it into our file. That template is actually just for when you post it to the derby. It gives you the dimensions that you need and has all the colors that are available. Alright, so I'm going to hit Control-2 to lock this layer so it becomes kind of a background. Now if I wasn't so lazy, I could just pop it onto an actual layer. You know what, I'll do that. Alright, sure. I'll lock the layer itself and then unlock all objects. That way we're less confusing. Alright, so now we have a proper layer. Let's do this right. Alright, so I'm thinking something along the lines of, I don't need Fat Camp, I'm already fat. Or I'm fat enough already. I don't need Fat Camp. I'm fat enough already. So, kind of boring just by itself, so I'm going to add some fun typography to it, and then maybe a little character or something. Maybe like a fat little turtle or a camel or something. I don't know. Haven't really decided yet. First I got to come up with a good font. Actually, before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and post to my Facebook so people can tell that I'm streaming this morning. There we go. I'm not going to be on here for too long because I have a lot to do today. That is not fun, awesome illustration, unfortunately. But we all must do what we must do to survive. Let's see what we got for fonts. Got a lot of fonts in the system already, so. Apparently the capital I on this one is a tiny birthday cake. Excuse me, I'm injecting coffee into my veins right now. Maybe instead of I'm fat enough already, I'll just put I'm already fat. Not sure which one sounds better, honestly. I'm going to apologize for a moment for the vertigo. I want to check my stream and make sure that my voice doesn't sound weird. So bear with me a moment. Can't hear audio at all. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with my Hangout. Okay, gotta turn my mic on apparently. Excuse me, hello. I'm gonna reintroduce myself again simply because, oh, that's embarrassing. I just reached behind me and realized that the tag on my jeans is still there. I've been walking around all morning with a tag on my brand new jeans, so I feel like a dingus. I don't know why I just told you that. But yeah, so what is up with that? Why does Vivo say that I'm playing Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up? That's really strange. Okay, well, let me go back to what I was saying. All tag butts aside, I am Jennifer Winford, and I'll be doing some illustration today. That's going to be part typography, part actual drawing illustration. It's for a t-shirt design contest that happens twice weekly for the Woot.com shirt derby. And that derby, this theme of this week is camp, or summer camp. So I think I'm going to go with a fat camp take just because it'll be fun. And I think I will enjoy it. Hey there, Chris, how are you doing? Just popping in to say hello. I'm about to get my illustration on. I'm trying to decide what kind of figure to do here. I'm thinking like cats are always fun, but then there's also like if I wanted to do a particularly fat creature like a pig or some kind of a, I don't know, maybe something absurd like a fat dragon. That could be actually really cute. Just getting work started, Yeah, me too. I'm trying to chug as much coffee as I can on air so that people will know that I'll be more eloquent as the coffee works its way through my veins. Because right now I just feel like a big mush-mouthed lunatic without anything important to say or do. I did come up with the t-shirt saying, you know what, I haven't Googled it though to see if that shirt already exists, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and Google it. I don't need fat camp. I'm fat enough already. Summer camp, weight loss camp. Let's add the t-shirt modifier there. I'm already fat is my alternative. I cheated at fat camp, I see. Okay, let's see. Apparently I found a gold mine of t-shirts. Oh, dropping stuff. I put the F in fat. Real men don't suck it in. Oh, this is funny. Well, here's some inspiration for us. The theme this week isn't actually fatness. It's summer camp. But I watched the movie Heavyweights the other day, and I remembered how much I absolutely love that movie. And I'm thinking fat camp might be really fun. Okay, what's your idea? Tell me. Chris here has another shirt idea that he thinks will be a winner. So I'm waiting with much anticipation to discover exactly what that is as we wait for the interminable delay. Putting on my favorite font. Thinking a fat dragon would be funny. Oh, the suspense is killing me, Chris. Come on. Facebook, resist the urge. That's pretty good. Could be like Facebook in big scary letters, as if it's some kind of Big Brother style monstrosity that sucks you in. Alright, I'm going to make this a little prettier. I don't know if I'm going to stick with Rage Italic, but I kind of like it right now. Just because of the disparity between fonts. It's kind of fun. I'd like to put fat on a separate line, but I don't like leaving I'm alone, so maybe I can come up with a way to make that better. I don't know. Oh, it's Regina Spektor. I love her. It's pretty good. I mean, I check Facebook like constantly. In fact, people that I particularly like, I discovered recently that you can make them your super friend or something and find out every little thing that they do. So it tells you like when they post something. So if you are not just obsessed with Facebook, but you're obsessed with like a specific friend on Facebook, you can pretty much stalk them with carte blanche now. It's kind of funny. I'm just playing with the styling here. I don't know that it's super friend. It's like your close friends, I think is what it's called. It's when you're super close friends. I like super friends though. It's kind of funny. See if I can make this look good. I don't know if I like where this is going yet. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to map this out in Photoshop. I'm going to be hopping between two formats today, between Photoshop and Illustrator, because both of them are good for different reasons. And right now, I want to sketch out my idea instead of just laying it out immediately. I'm learning as I grow as an artist that preparing your work makes a huge difference when it comes to how good it looks in the end result. Oh, I am on Instagram, and you can find me. My name is Jen Tunes. So thank you very much for that. If anybody wants to check out my Instagram. I don't update it too often, but when I do a major dump of all of my work. Usually t-shirt design work, illustration work, stuff that I've been doing lately. And maybe when I'm done with this, I'll do some animal illustrations and some caricatures, because that will be fun. I've also got some web design work to do today, and I might just leave my stream running for it, because a large part of it is actual illustration and design, and it would be nice to have. Like, might as well share my work across multiple platforms. But I don't know. It's a little sensitive though, because my clients don't want their stuff to be out in the world, so I'd probably need to get permission from them before I start flashing it all over the place. So maybe let's put that thought on hold for now. I'll speak with my clients and see if they're okay with me streaming live while I work. You know, they might be into it too. They can come and watch me work, which is the name of the website that I'm on right now. So, watchmework.com. It's kind of funny that just kind of naturally slips in. All right, so Nope, that's too fluffy. Let's bring down the fluff a little, shall we? Alright, now I'm gonna stretch this out a little bit. Okay, so. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay. Okay, I got this. Now, you know, like those cartoons when there's like a canoe or a rowboat in the water and it's doing this because there's like one super fat guy in it? That's what I gotta do. Because it's relevant because there's a boat and it's like camp, you know, with the boats in the summer. And then I'll have like a fat dragon in the boat, which is going down. And maybe he's eating a popsicle. Something along these lines. It's always hard to reconcile the cute with the realistic. I don't know if I'm going to stick with a dragon. Cat might be funnier. Anything but a fat kid, though. That's just, like, slightly too insulting. Because there are fat kids at fat camp, you know? And they might see this shirt and be like, that's not me. You know what's fun about a fat dragon? Is little wings that could never possibly work. Oh, I forgot to post my smiley face. It's like I wrote it, but I didn't post it. Oh, it doesn't post. Can I not post smiley faces? Oh, well, figure that out later, I guess. Thank you for promoting my stream, though. That's pretty sweet. Any traffic I get is good traffic. And, you know, not just because of the cause of sharing our work and having fun with it, but also because if more people like my shirts, then they'll vote for them. So it's kind of a mutual thing, right? Gonna be adding social media buttons. Cool. I'm gonna add some social media. I think, you know what? Instead of a popsicle, he's gonna be eating an ice cream cone. A little fat dragon with an ice cream cone. That'll be funny. Do 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 do. Ice cream. Maybe I'll make it a big ice cream cone, you know, like multi-layer. Oops. Get a couple layers of ice cream. And it's going to be dripping down because that's what ice cream does. And he's going to have his little tongue sticking out. Okay, this is all just my preliminary sketches. This, of course, is not the finished product. I'm just trying to map it out and see what I want to do. I kind of like my little fat dragon, though. Kind of adds a fun little twist on an otherwise boring shirt. I don't know if I like his tail going up that way, though. I'm going to try it the other way. Everybody needs a fat dragon in their life. And you know what? Since he's super fat, I'm going to put like some rolls on his tail. He looks like my fat cat. That's so funny. Oh, I like it. Maybe I should have the oar floating away too, just for some extra comedy. I don't know, what do you think? The oar like over here. Is it an oar or a paddle? I never know. I mean, I guess they're both kind of the same thing. But I want the current like carrying it away because it's like he doesn't care that he's sinking. He's got ice cream. He doesn't give a crap. He's super jazzed about his ice cream. Camp. What's a slightly insulting Native American sounding word for not being fat? Let me think. Camp something. Not a chubby. No, that's not the right word I'm looking for. Camp. This foot's too realistic for what I'm trying to do here. There we go. He's so fat. He's delicious. I don't know if the stripes are too much. I might get rid of them. Maybe like camp lard butt. That's not really Indian sounding. Does it have to be though? Kind of kills the whole desire for the left aligned text though, doesn't it? I'm gonna have to play with that some more. Let me drink some coffee while I ponder the name of my camp. I agree, mutual things are the best. And this is really fun. I'm having a great time streaming every Monday morning. Kind of a nice break from my normal work. I mean, it's still kind of work because, you know, I could sell this shirt and make some buku cashola. But it's also not really work because I love it. And it's so much fun. And sharing that love is awesome. I also might have to go to Google and look at the physics of this boat thing because I'm thinking I might be doing it wrong. I feel like maybe the boat should be in a different position or sinking faster or something like that. Doesn't look quite right looking at it now. I like the direction though. I think it's going well. But what's the name of my camp? Camp Fat Butt Camp. Oh, and should the dragon be wearing a camp t-shirt? I kind of think he should. Well, maybe not because he doesn't need the camp, so he's not actually at the camp. But he's in the boat, so I don't know, man. This internal debate is baffling. Alright, what am I going to do? Camp. Camp tubs. I'll probably change that later, but I'll leave it like that for now. Alright, so I like the direction of the text here, and I really like this font. It's kind of fun, like a cute little curly, fun little font. But I think what I'm going to do is like write it out instead so that I can identify how it's going to look. I do like Camp Fat Butt. But it's also a little bit like the audience for this shirt might not appreciate fat butt. Like, I could tone it down just ever so slightly and get that cross between cute and fun. Like, I don't want to truly insult the fat butts of the world. I mean, being one of them myself, it is mildly insulting, but it's funny enough that it, you know, doesn't really bother me. So maybe fat butt is the answer. I'm going to ponder on that some more. You know what? I'm going to change this from tubs to Camp TBA. That way when I come up with something perfect, I can just change it. That way I won't forget. Alright. So, let's do some handwriting here. Let's try big letters for Fat Camp. Probably make those even bigger. So I think what I'm going to do here is maybe make those like in old like cabin like letters. You know, that could be cute. Like an old cabin. Now, do I emphasize fat camp or do I emphasize fat? Or do I not need to emphasize either is the question. Well, either way, I'm going to take this down a notch. One of my favorite things to do in Photoshop is to highly diminish the opacity of the layout. And then I can do it again and make it even better. It's kind of like playing with tracer paper when you're, you know, doing it for realsies. I also like to use fonts to start so that my letters are close to real. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for sticking around, Chris. Appreciate it. I want it to look like a haphazardly put together cabin kind of lettering. I'm not sure this is the right style I'm going to go for, because maybe I should be focusing more on fat and less on camp. But at the same time, the theme is camp, so it makes sense that I would focus on camp. Kind of enjoying this music. You might not be able to hear it because I think YouTube tends to kill my music. So if you're watching via YouTube, then I apologize. The music is not there. And you just have the dulcet tones of my coffee-deprived voice mellifluating across the interwebs. Is that a word? Mellifluating? Well, if it's not, it probably should be. Because it is the snootiest word that I could think of for what a voice might do on the internet. I kind of like the sketchy feel of it. Normally I'd clean it up like crazy, but not only is time a factor, it's also kind of cute this way. Put some nails in it. Gonna do some nailing. Nailing up my planks. This is pretty entertaining. Just one hole in that one because it's just holding it up. Doesn't have to nail anything together. Get a little practical up in here. Alright, I kind of like it. Question is it easy enough to read? Also, do we want to change fat into fat letters? That is the eternal question. Well, before I do anything else, I'm going to save. Save, save, save. Always save. If you don't, you will hate yourself when the power goes out and your backup battery fails and a tornado hits your house and whisks away your backup. I'm not trying to curse anyone here, I'm just saying save. Here we go, Fat Camp, new folder. Saving. Fat Camp art. Don't say that too fast, it'll sound like something else. Alright, you know, let's go ahead and write out the rest of the text. Why not? Might as well keep this hand-lettered feel. I don't need Kind of a pseudo calligraphy style-ish. Great thing is when I screw up, I can tweak it. Thanks to Photoshop. I don't know if I like it or not. Does anyone even use cursive anymore? I don't think anybody does. It's kind of a shame. I mean, it's kind of pretty and fun, right? They still teach it in school? They barely taught it when I was in school. All I remember is that this, for some reason, was a Z. And what was it, Q? Oh, I can't remember. Q's are weird looking, though. It was like that's a Q. I don't get it. Alright, well, I'm going to keep it as is for now. Save my work, and then I'm going to refine Mr. Fat Dragon. First, I need to find some references for this boat and the way that it should be sinking in the water properly. Since if we're going to tune it, it might as well be, you know, it might as well be correct. So let's say sinking boat fat. I also might simplify the dragon a little bit and give him like a little bit more, or a little bit less detail actually. Well, I googled sinking boat fat and I get like these crappy photoshops. So maybe this doesn't really happen in real life. Pardon my sip, I really need coffee. I think it does happen, and these are just like bad examples. Let's try something a little nicer. Sinking boat weight. Also a bad Photoshop. Same bad Photoshop. Come on, people, I need real references here. Okay, that was pretty good. Whoa, hello. Yeah, let's not go there. How about we just look at the picture? Alright, well, after taking an assessment of all this stuff here, there's not much out there. But I can imagine what it would look like. And I think my problem here is that the boat needs to be a little different. So I'm going to just copy this layer. And I'm going to just keep drawing at it until it looks right. I'm going to eliminate my current Camp TBA boat. So it seems like these boats are just kind of like in the water, like so. Not so much the way I had it, where it was a little more. Get perspective, get that proper. And that doesn't look right either. Undo, undo, undo. Alright, new layer. No, that's a group. Whatever. Alright, so if I was a boat and I was thinking, it would not be so extreme is all that. It would be more like, maybe it's not sinking, it's just kind of popped up on one side. And should it be a canoe? Because it is summer camp, right? Like a rowboat. I don't know, it's a weird looking canoe. Let's try it again. Let's try Googling sinking canoe, maybe I can get a better reference. Thank goodness for Google. You know how hard it was to find references before Google? Oh, I had to like look through magazines and like watch TV and then pause it and then take a picture with my Polaroid camera. So it's like ridiculous. Well, these are a little better. This one's actually pretty good. Looks almost like a GIF. Let's give it a minute, see if it wants to load. Pardon me, I'm just drinking some more coffee. I kind of like the look of it though. Let's try that. Just gonna move it to my other screen. I'm going to, you know, it's kind of crazy. My old Wacom tablet was awesome because it had like 2 sides to the pen. It had an eraser on the other end. And it was the coolest thing. It was like a novelty. Like you'd flip it around and you could erase. My new one does not have that. And I try to do it all the time and people think I'm nuts. Like, you can't erase with that. It's a plastic pen. There's no functionality on the other side. And that's true. That is a fact. However, my old one did it just fine. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. And it never existed. Nah, it totally did. I don't want the boat to be too realistic either, though. Let's see if I can't make the dragon fit a little better with this type of boat. Maybe I just need to move him down. And move the water line up, maybe? Just trying to get this mapped out so I can do some detail. Yeah, you know what? That looks a little better. It's kind of a bummer to lose his toes, but it's pretty funny looking. Ah, shut up. Can't just select the dang layer when I ask you to. There we go. Yeah, I think maybe that works a little better. Like, he's clearly sinking. Oh, we do lose the cute fat tail, though. But the point does get across. I don't know. Let's work with it for now. We can always change it. That is the beauty of Photoshop. So you can always change it. Skinny up this canoe a little bit. Alright, I'm going to copy these layers, stick them in the same group. Why not? There's already a group there. I'm going to de-opacity the whole thing and start drawing on a new layer. Alright, I'm going to change my approach a little bit, and since he's going to be a cute little green dragon, I'm just going to go ahead and start with the green and fill in some areas. Like, I want him to be super fat. Blech. Here's his big fat gut. Blech. I'm going to move my group on top so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, maybe I can retain that fat look of the tail by bringing it down a little bit. Doing like giving it just a little tip at the end here so that it looks like it's fat all the way until it gets to the end. Kind of like that. And we'll do a second green for the wings. And I'm trying to keep this simple and a little cartoony, you know. Well, I mean, very cartoony, obviously. And then let's do the outline in a dark color. Maybe not green though, or black. We don't want it to be too harsh. Let's try a dark gray blue and see how that looks. I don't know why a fat dragon is so funny to me. It's like, I guess because in every other depiction in the world, dragons are like majestic, beautiful creatures with thin necks and long snouts, and like devastating monsters that could level your town and burn it down. And then there's this guy who's just like, bleh, I ate too much. We got a code 82, folks. Gonna have to change that a little bit, I think. No idea if I'm gonna keep this. I'm not sure if I like it. But we're just spitballing right now. I don't know if I like his face. It's a little creepy. Oop, wrong button. Yeah, it makes it a little more dragony, right? Like, I want it to be cute and simple, but also like well formed. Which is not an easy line to cross because I tend to overdraw when I'm trying to do this style. It's just like when I try to do a stick figure. My stick figures always come out way too detailed and then they stop looking like sticks figures. They just start looking like poorly drawn cartoons. Well, this doesn't give me room for more scoops, does it? Do we care? I don't know. I don't know, he's kind of cute. Just gonna go ahead and fill in these areas since I'm gonna have to recolor it anyway. Just kill that. Gonna hide my guide layer. Grab my fill tool. Yeah. Going to all layers. Change my color around a little bit to something lighter and cuter. Oop, can't fill in the ice cream now, can we? Cool. I don't know, I think he's pretty cute. Sometimes you gotta go back in and correct some filled areas. And sometimes it's faster just to draw it in than it is to fill it. Just depends what you're trying to do. It's also incredibly satisfying sometimes just to paint an area instead of using the fill tool. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm old school. I'm painting like a real person. Alright, let's do some organization real quick. Call this layer dark blue. Call that layer dark green. Call that layer light green. Getting real creative here. I'm gonna call this one guide letters. Probably don't need it anymore, but we'll save it anyway for posterity. Speaking of saving, Control S, Control S. That camp. And don't need. Let's go ahead and split these layers too, just for funsies. Already fat. Alright. Now our layers are roughly organized. Let's go ahead and pop that back on for a second here. Original dragon. Put that in an old folder. We're getting super organized now. Guides. Alright, feeling pretty good about this. I'm going to go ahead and keep working then. I think I'm going to make him bigger. I hate to do that at this point because I am going to lose the, you know, the pixels. I'm not going to pixel as hard as I could. But I don't mind too much because it's a pretty simple character, and I'm probably going to vectorize it anyway, so it's not too much to be concerned about. Alright, now when we do the little points on his back, I think I want to make it the same color as Fat Camp so we can conserve a color since we only have 6 to work with. So I need to find like a woodsy color that's also kind of yellowy because I don't want it to be too brown. So let's try maybe like halfway between orange and yellow maybe. That might do the trick. Let's try that. Oop, did not mean to make 2 layers. I double clicked for some reason. Yellow. And now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Fill in some yellow. Do 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 do. And then now we'll do the same for our text letters. Yellow, yellow. Oops. Uh-oh. We got a hole. There's a hole, people. Did you ever hear that song, How's Your Whole Family? It's really stupid, but it's kind of funny. I'm actually using my mouse for this part. I know it seems absurd, but when I'm clicking a lot, I'm used to using the mouse. Wacom is reserved for precision work like I'm doing right now. Alright, so we got yellow, dark blue, dark green, light green, and we're going to need red for that tongue, and maybe some white for the ice cream. I think that kind of covers all our colors, doesn't it? Let's do a red tongue. Boop, boop, boop. Red. We can always get creative with that green if we need another color. Basically doing a half tone. I think I'm going to tone down that red. Speaking of tones, damn. That is like way red. It's kind of blindingly red. Let's bump the brightness down just a touch. Or bring it up and then desaturate it a little bit. That's a little better. Kind of a tad bit more cartoony. I like it. A little more tongue-like. Okay, he's looking cute. Let's see what else we got. Do a white layer. Yeah, just open the blending options panel. White. Since we're doing a white layer, that means it'll be easier to half tone the green if we need to. So that's something. In fact, let's use that yellow color again for the cone. Look how resourceful we are. Cool. He's almost looking like a real little dragon. I like his big dumb face. Should he be fatter though? I'm wondering. Well, let's see how he looks in the little boat. He might make him look really fat when the boat's in there. Dark blue. I'm going to use my mouse here too, just so I got some straight lines. To do that, you click where you want to start, and then you click where you want to finish. And then biggity bam, straight line! Yay! If you haven't utilized that trick in Photoshop, then give it a try, because it is so handy. Especially when you can't get just the right line from place to place. And I am a huge purveyor of keyboard shortcuts. If it doesn't have a shortcut, I don't like using it. And actually, I like editing my shortcuts too, because you can go in and really get detailed with it. So you can be like, I use this tool a lot. Let's make it a shortcut. Sometimes you just got to draw the line yourself, though, especially if you're not sure where it's going to go. And you can clean it up later. want this to look kind of like an authentic canoe, like the kind you might see floating around a summer camp. Here's a question for my viewers, if they are out there, if they exist. The question is, where you live, are there Native Americans? I'm wondering if it's only a Florida / South America, no, not South America, like southern states / Northeast. I guess not so much in the Northeast. I don't know much about Native Americans other than my own tribe, which are the Osage, and they are nomadic in origin, which means they travel from place to place and don't really have a dedicated stopping point. But I'm more curious, like, do you have Native Americans where you are? Where are you? Are you local? That is the question. And the reason I ask is because I'd like to know about their culture. You know, it's interesting. I'd like to know what life was like before the Europeans invaded and slaughtered all those people and did all those nasty things that nobody likes to talk about. Except hippie teachers, which is very important that everybody has a hippie teacher at least at one point in their life. So anyway, that is my question I posed to the world today. What kind of Native Americans live where you are? I guess I could Google it. There's probably a map somewhere of indigenous peoples and where they live. Alright, just going to check my references over here. Make sure everything's looking good. I kind of like how he's coming. I don't know, what do you people think? I'm going to change the text so that it matches that dark blue. So I'm going to add a blending option. Color overlay. And then grab that blue. There we go, that's mighty fine. Copy you. Paste. And paste. Now we're all on the same level. Looks a little better. So, I kind of like where this is going. I definitely need to adjust the water a little bit and possibly add another color of a lighter watercolor to add some detail, just because that'll be cute. Or I could just do, you know, your typical script M's. But we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and clean up that canoe, and I'm going to make the lake look like a lake. Oops. It would help if I actually selected my color. Ah, the Polyphonic Spree. I first heard them in the show Scrubs. There's a scene where a guy was in a band and he needed his band to come to his room and cheer him up or something like that. I'm sure there was more to it. There's always a lesson in that show. But what's funny is they don't have a lot of like hit songs, but the ones they have are so fun and cute. I do appreciate a good Spree song. I suppose I should be talking about art or whatever I'm doing here. There's only so much you can say about it, really. I mean, it's a fat dragon in a boat that's sinking, but he doesn't care because he's got ice cream. I mean, how much can really be discussed about that? I mean, not a ton, I guess. But I guess we could talk about the art itself, like how to create it. We talked a little bit about keyboard shortcuts. I say learn them, memorize them, make them your best friend. I would not be able to work very quickly without them. It makes a huge difference in my life. And since a lot of times getting my work done quickly is what gives me the ability to actually make any money on it, it's very important that I can be kind of quick. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and clean up these edges right there. And now for the canoe. I'm going to do a little referencing here for an authentic canoe. Authentic canoe. Okay, these are much cooler looking. Check this out. That's a neat canoe. I'm going to put camp and see if they have camps with authentic canoes. Oh, you know what's a great movie and I didn't even think about? Ernest Goes to Camp. What an excellent movie. If you haven't seen it, then go watch it right now because it is Ernest at his very best. It is so entertaining. Really just a fun thing to watch. Especially if you got young kids. Oh man, his antics are just, they're cherry. Classic Ernest. Turn off my guide layers so I can fill in some holes. I don't know if I like that yellow. It's a little too distracting. I'm also not sure I like this text anymore. I mean, it's kind of cute, but I think maybe it's too cute. Let me have some opinions here, people. Are there people? Is anyone watching? Let me go find out. Let's go say hello. Nobody in YouTube. Let's see if anybody's on Twitch. Twitch. Let's see. Watch me work. I've got 2 views. Woo! 2 of them. All right. That's excellent. And let me go ahead and snip this and send it to my friend, see what she thinks. It's great having friends because you can throw your work at them and be like, is it any good? Tell me. Do I suck? I mean, I know I do, but is it that bad? Where the hell is my Twitch TV? There I am. The F is blending in with the bottom of the text on line 2. Orkful says, extra line height on the first line. I don't know how old that is. Are you still with me there, Orkful? I'm sorry, I'm on Watch Me Work and Twitch, and I missed your message earlier, so I apologize for that. Excuse me. Give me just a moment here. Just gonna grab a snippy. Snipper. Gonna snag that guy there. Not sure entirely what he's talking about. You know what? That might be an old message. Could have been from earlier. Because I had line height earlier. Yeah, that's probably what it was. It's just funny it doesn't tell you like when people messaged you. I don't know what channel feed is. I'm turning it on just for funsies. I don't know if I like the I don't need. I think I like the I'm already fat and I like the fat camp, but that I is bugging me and I don't need. Just make it a little less flamboyant maybe. I mean, flamboyant is fun, but not for the letter I. The letter I is very serious. At least I think so. Oh, but now it's too serious. Look at it. Oh, it's just not right anymore. Alright. Let's try a thicker brush like the one I actually used initially. Alright, my friend is a fan. might just make it a little more boxy, like the letters below. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take this and make it real low and then do it again. Sorry, I'm nitpicking. I hate it when I get to the end of the process because it's like all I want to do is make sure that it's exactly how I want it to look. And what's funny, in this kind of drawing, it doesn't need to look exactly perfect, obviously, because it's kind of got a sketchiness to it. But that makes me nitpick it even more because it has to have just the right amount of consistent sketchiness. Like it has to be consistent. That's what's important. It's like either do it yourself and do it until it looks right, or find a font. Alright. That's a little better. I'm pretty happy with that. Might copy that D though. It's kind of fun to make it look like a font by copying and pasting. Just faking the font. Alright, I'm going to finish the texture on the canoe and then maybe add like some cute crayon-y sketchiness to the whole thing. Alright, so let's add some more water too already. Let's look at our canoes as well. Go for a fat butt. Alright, fat butt grew on me. I think I like it. Sorry, laughing at my own stuff. It's a terrible habit. It's not bad. Or would it be lighter because it's in the sunshine? Oh, that's a good question. Should probably be looking at my references for this stuff, huh? Yeah, it is kind of lighter. And then darker around this area. Yeah, do we want to be that detailed though? I don't know. Kind of want to grab this and make it like less shiny. I think I will. Yeah, looks a little better that way. I'm gonna make Camp Fat Butt a little smaller too. And I'm going to put part of it in the water so it's not like totally obvious that it says Fat Butt. Go for some subtlety. Derp was our layer. Dark blue. Just checking. Okay. I might rewrite that anyway. Yeah, I kind of like that. Wrong color. Okay. Getting some refinement in here. Make it look a little better. I heard this song. Not in a while though. Make sure I have the right yellow. There we go. Alright, if I don't stop soon, I'm going to put too much detail into it, and then where are we? Alright, let's see if I can have a little fun with some styles here. And maybe make it look a little sketchy. I think I don't like that green anymore either. It's a little too minty for my taste. And don't get me wrong, I love minty flavors, but I don't like minty colors. I mean, unless it is intentionally minty. So I think what I'm going to do is take this light green. I changed it to that other green. And I am going to copy that layer, make that layer white. This is going to be for the half toning. And then make this layer slightly less opaque. Here we go. It muddies up the color a little bit, but I kind of like it that way. Plus I can always make the dark green a little brighter. Color overlay, not red. You know what though, I could just make his wings yellow and then eliminate the need for another color altogether. You know what, let's do that. Let's see how they look in yellow. You know what, I like them in yellow. They're just as good that way, because then it matches the points. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, then we don't have to worry about another color. Alright, let's count our colors. Ready? Dark blue, that's 1. Yellow, that's 2. Green, that's 3. Red, that's 4. White, that's 5. I think that's it. We could even afford another color. Should we do another color? I don't know that we need to. I think I'm happy with the colors we have. But you know what, let's see when we get the sketchiness in there if it requires it. Just gonna make some minor adjustments to make it look good. Oh no, what have I done? Let's try this again. Shut up, CC Cleaner. Nobody wants to hear anything from you. You know, I always call it CC Cleaner, but it's really just C Cleaner. I think I like this bright green better. Let's see how it looks on the whole, though. Yeah, maybe it's too green. I don't know. Play with it some more. Yeah, I think the brighter green maybe stands out a little better. All right. Let me see. Do I want it to have that crayon-y effect? I haven't decided yet. Let's add it to the colors and see how it feels. All right, first we're going to save. Then I'm going to save it as crayon. Now if we don't like it, it's all a matter of just ignoring that file. Let's do it with the Fat Camp Yellow first. Let's merge the yellow with yellow. Actually, let's go ahead and merge all of it. Yellow halftone, which we might not need if we go with the crayon-y effect because it'll kind of fix itself. White halftone, same deal. Organize, organize. It's funny, I don't need. I don't need. All right, what have we got here? Don't need that green anymore either. Go ahead and collapse old. Is this what he was talking about? Yep, that's it right there. That's what that commenter was talking about. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I wasn't using that for my permanent text, but good eye on that, because, you know, it's easy to forget that even though we're just, you know, having fun here, it needs to look good. All right. So, Orkful, thanks for your feedback. I really appreciate it. Always appreciate feedback, you know, because we're artists here. We got the thick skin. We've heard it all, right? I'm not sure if I want that blue or not now. Could be kind of fun to do a dark blue and then bump out the color in the background. But, you know, that also increases the amount of ink on the shirt. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't appreciate a ton of ink on my shirt. I kind of like it, you know, to be less inky. I also might try this in a horizontal version as well, but I also kind of like the way it's shaped. So we'll see. But first I'm going to save, because now we got a new organization. And you know what I'm going to do? I don't usually do this, but all the text is in one place. So I'm going to say blue. And I'm going to put that other dark blue into that blue. And see, now we got our blue layer all together. Isn't that awesome? We didn't bring any with us, did we? Okay, good. No, we didn't. Cool. You know what? I'm going to do that from now on. If I have a color that is all the same, I'm going to merge it into one. And not like with a merge, but with a group. Because groups are useful. Even if it has a halftone, that way it all lives in the same place, and we don't have to worry about our overlapping issues. Like sometimes if you move something up or down, then it kind of kills the layering. So that is a new thing we're going to start doing. Just because we're cool like that. Alright, so let's look at our colors. We got blue, white, red, yellow. Put those yellows together. Also, I wrote hello instead of yellow. So, blue, white, red, yellow, green. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue, white, red, yellow, green. Yeah, pretty cool. Now we can turn off our yellow, turn off our blue, turn off our white, and turn off our green. Cool. Now, you may wonder why I'm playing with all these layers like this. It's because I want to make sure that I have them separated properly for screen printing purposes. Because this is essentially a t-shirt design and it's very important that it be screen printable. So for now, we're looking good. I'm going to try and apply a crayon-y effect to some of these layers and just see how it feels. So let's do it. See if I can do it with blending options first, because that would be super cool, because then I can just copy those blending options. We could do that with a texture, maybe. Probably not, though. Let's try a fill overlay. Pattern overlay. Bubbles. This is silly. And then we're going to change the mode on it to give it a same color effect. Alright, let's just pick one first and then see if we like it. Scale that up a little bit. Change our color modes till we find one we like. It's kind of not bad. But is it good? That is the question. I might just end up going to the actual filters and doing it the right way. But you know what? Let's try it like this first and see how it applies to other layers. Not bad. Ooh, that's ugly. Let's keep going. Let's ride this train to hell. Why not? It's got like a 3D-ness to it that kind of bothers me. So we're going to flatten it anyway when we go with our bitmaps. So it might look good regardless. You know what? Let's give it a try. Let's try it with one of them. Let's try the blue layer. So first thing I'm going to do is add a white layer beneath the blue layer to give it some basis. Oops, I didn't mean to click all layers. I want no layers. Okay. And now we're just going to isolate the blue, copy it in merged format, Control-Shift-C. Let's try to remember that for next time. Edit, copy, merge, Shift, Control-C. Yep, Control-Shift-C. Okay. Create a new file. And we're going to do this. Copy. All right, my friend just messaged me with the best idea ever. And that idea is to put a teeny tiny life vest on him that's like way too small. So that's brilliant. So I'm going to do that as soon as I'm done bitmapping this. Grayscale U, flatten, discard, image mode, bitmap. Okay. Nope, wrong button. Oops. Undo, undo. Bitmap. Okay. We want to use the halftone screen. That's what we're attempting here. And we're going to use a round shape first, just to see what that looks like. Okay, that's like too detailed. Let's try a little less detailed even. Let's try like frequency 40 and angle 30. I don't know that angle makes a difference, but trial and error here. Okay, now let's see how that looks. Back in here with select pixels. No, we're selecting a color here, sorry. Select color range. We are selecting the color range of a black. Now it's all copied. Make that into a new layer with Control J. Bring you back out. Blending options are going to be color overlay. We can bring it back to our dark blue, which we did not save, but it doesn't matter. We'll just pick one that we like. Yeah, you know, I like it. It's kind of sketchy looking, kind of crayon-y. I'm going to turn off our other blue, though, if it's not already. Yeah. What do you guys think? I like it, personally. I think I'm going to stick with it. Definitely not this green and that yellow that needs to be fixed. But as far as styles go, I think it's pretty cute. The sketchy look is kind of fun. Alright, so I'm going to kill my halftone because I have to do it again after I do the vest. So I would delete you. Look how funky it looks now. I'm going to delete you, Mr. Halftone. Yes. Bring the blue back up. Turn off the effects because we want it to be real for now. We'll save our white layer. Why not? BG. Oh, that's right. Occasionally my keyboard glitches out and it starts typing all kinds of weird, crazy stuff. White. That means I gotta do a little percussive maintenance on this sucker. Yeah, see, now it works fine. It's magical. Alright, so we still got our white background. We kill the effects on white. Kill them on red. Kill them on yellow. I want to look at this in its purest of forms until we're done. Oh, no, we gotta turn back on that and then turn off that. And that. Why does that green look so dark now, doesn't it? Am I crazy that it didn't look that dark before? Oh, I know what happened. We turned off our color overlay too, didn't we? Maybe we didn't have one. Alright, no biggie, we'll fix it. Pardon my typing. Alright. Oh man, it's gonna be funny. Alright, I'm gonna make a new layer for this so that I can play with it. Looking at my samples. Get a bigger brush so it matches. Alright, I'm going to put some red in there. Oops. Alright, I know I'm working on the same layer here, but I just kind of want to see how it looks. How did I get stuck on lighten? It's super weird. It's got like some straps on it. I like this too because it promotes safety. Kind of. It's kind of funny. Should be puffier maybe. You know what? Rather than this like new style one, I think I'm gonna kill this and then like try an old school one so that it works a little better. for his weird shape. Let's see how that might look. It's kind of funny. I don't know if it's really coming across properly though. Let's see. Where does that strap go? Like around? Might have to change his arm a little bit to make this work. Let's see now. I'm not sure this is exactly the right shape. It's not quite right. I might have to just erase his arm and try again. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and do another version where we, well, firstly I need to fix this light green situation because that's gonna bug me. It just doesn't look quite right. That's better. And then I'm going to just do an overlay where I cover him up. Just kind of start from scratch over here a little bit. That's all right, though. We can do that again. Didn't take very long. We're just fudging it for now, so I'm not being too careful about layers. Plus, like I said, I'm going to vectorize this anyway, so it might not matter. Alright, we got Mr. Fat Dragon. Go on. Looking for a reference, and I find this angry baby in a life preserver. It's pretty funny. Poor kid. Alright, let's see what else. what about water wings instead? I don't know. I think maybe a preserver is funnier. Alright, well, I'm going to save before I do anything else. Take a quick stretch break. Excuse me. Oh, I need to hurry up because I am rapidly running out of time. Alright, I have saved. I have switched to standing desk. I have some kind of funky message. I don't remember where it's coming from. It's gotta be Watch Me Work, maybe? Nope, not you. It's not you. Must be Gmail? Google Hangouts, perhaps? No. Maybe. Someone messaged me in Hangouts. Possible. I bet that's what it is. Let's see if we can find it. There we are. I don't see anybody chatting here. Well, if you're messaging me, then I apologize. I have no idea where you're coming from. I gotta get better at this at some point so that it's a better experience. Because right now it's just redonkulous. I gotta know what that notification was for. It wasn't Facebook. Was it Trillion? No, it wasn't Trillion. Alright, back to the life preserver. It's gonna be funny. We just gotta make it work. Let's see now. First I'm gonna lay out the shape a little bit here. If I put it high up on his neck, it might be funnier. It's kind of funny, because it has to go around the spike too. Maybe I should make it even smaller to make him look even fatter. Kind of funny. No, all layers. Oops. Alright, that kind of works, and then we can put his arm over here. Actually, that still kind of works. So yeah, let's kill this guy. Bring him back. And then just tuck him under. Oh, that worked out quite well. And then this part we'll just tuck on top. There we go. Brilliant. Alright, let's see what my friend thinks. Oop, wrong button. No, I didn't want to do that. Gotta kill that shortcut because it always gets me. I think I should make it orange though, maybe. Let's add like a yellow layer on top and see how that feels. Or we could just make it orange, like civilized human beings. Alright, what do we think of the life preserver? Does it add to it? Does it take away from it? What do y'all think? Let's get the consensus from my art group, see what they think. Alright, let's go ahead and save our work. And while we think about the life preserver a little bit, we can work on these other halftones. And to do that, we move down our white background, turn him on, and we select just our yellow and white layers. I'm going to go ahead and merge those because it's going to be easier. And we're just copying, we're not copying merged. Oh, you know what I need to do too? First of all, why is that outline attached to it? Oh, that's obnoxious. Oh, it's like green. I guess I must have filled it in accidentally. No biggie, I'll kill it. That's not what I need to do. I need to fill it in with white, not delete it. Sorry guys, these are the dirty details of doing t-shirt art. Alright, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to select... Actually, before I do that, I'm going to kill that green on the yellow layer itself. That. Now if I copy those layers once again, copy those, collapse those into one, bump it to the top. Oh, how did I miss that? Fine, that works too. Okay, that looks pretty good. What I'd like to do though is select, oh, you know what I forgot? Sorry guys, I'm like all over the place. I'm going to start from scratch here. Well, not completely from scratch, but you know what I mean. I forgot to add the fun pattern overlay effect. Don't know why that bevel and emboss is in there. It doesn't need to be. Alright, so now we got our yellow pattern overlay, which is important. But what I need to do is make that black and white first. So I'm going to go to effects again, give it a color overlay and make it black, which probably means that I need to change my pattern overlay again. Switch it to lighten maybe. It's not working, so I have to do it actual. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off because this stuff gets a little boring. And I really just have to figure out how to get my layers together, and there's a lot of trial and error with some of this stuff to make it look good. So I apologize for boring everybody with that stuff. But I need to get this knocked out, and rather than yakety yak about nothing, I'm going to go ahead and close up and concentrate. So thank you everyone again for joining me here at my little stream. I appreciate it. I hope you guys had a good time and you learned a little bit about illustration, or learned a little bit about Photoshop or Illustrator or all that good stuff. Didn't really touch on Illustrator much, but we'll do that next time. Thank you for joining me, all those that did. All those that didn't, you guys can suck it. Just kidding. I love you all. Bye.